Hey guys, Trekkieb47 here. Uh, Wanted to give you guys a uh, showing of how I created my designs for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers design contest for WeLoveFine. The voting is going on right now until March 18th, with the chance to win up to $2,000. So, um, just going to show you guys how I created my design process for my different designs, two of which have broken 100. One of my designs, 119 Heroes, has been on the top of the contest for 2 weeks. So it's pretty exciting. I just wanted to share you guys my design process in creating these. So first off, every design that I do as a graphic designer, um, all my ideas start from a sketchbook. So either a notebook or um, sketchbook, whatever. Whenever I have an idea, I just draw it. So um, my concept for my 119 Heroes was because I wanted to do something that celebrated the whole franchise for Power Rangers. And what better way to do that than to show every single Ranger that has appeared in the Power Rangers franchise over the past 20 years? Um, so, first I determined how many Rangers there were. Uh, I went down the list: Mighty Morphin, Alien, Zeo, etc., all the way to Megaforce. Also counted maybe some heroes that not necessarily everyone considers Rangers, such as Signal Man. Well, that's in the Japanese, but um, uh, the Centurion. Also, um, Sentinel Knight. Some of the other heroes that we've got. I just wanted to celebrate all of them. So I think that the lightning bolt is something that every Power Ranger fan recognizes. And so my idea was, after I illustrate all the helmets, to put it into the shape of the lightning bolt. So that is my design concept for 119 Heroes. The next one, I really wanted to do something with Space Patrol Delta, Power Rangers S.P.D. Um, a couple or few years ago, when S.P.D first came out, I actually did an illustration of the dog badge to recreate my 3D prop, uh, life-size dog badge that the Rangers have. So out of that Illustrator file, I dug up the shape for the dog head, as you can see here. And then I wanted to do something that celebrated all the S.P.D Rangers. And what better way to do that than with the numbers on their suits? So, stylistically, at first I wanted to have this go across the chest with the full badge, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, uh, Omega Ranger with his Roman numeral 6 design, and then Shadow Ranger with his 100. When I was working at, I figured that going across the chest wouldn't use a lot of the space of the t-shirt. So then I decided to switch it to a vertical format. So that was my initial concept for that one. Um, um, my third one was actually Go-Go Power Rangers, um, kind of spelled out Go-Go with the helmets, um, and then just sketching how I would lay out the actual final design piece. My last one was the Collins Guardian Defense. So the Silver Guardians have the this patch on their shoulder. So I wanted to do something fun. We never really figured out what CGD meant on their patches, so I figured Collins Guardian Defense, or for Wes Collins' father, who ran Biolab. So I did this cool, like, Silver Hills, California, established 2001, a division of Biolab. So kind of a neat little Easter egg for that one. So going into Illustrator, how I created the 119 heroes. This is all done in Illustrator. I did a base helmet shape, and then kind of laid out these guides and these grids. I used a lot of reference photos. I actually have a Sentai book for the 35th anniversary that had full-on front helmet shots for every single Ranger at that time. So it's a process of illustrating it and illustrating every detail. It's actually a lot harder than it looks. I can zoom in here. As you can see, there were times where I've had to modify the helmet shape, get all the little details of the helmet. It's interesting to note, and it made my life a little easier, how often the mouth shape from Mighty Morphin comes back in different seasons, like Zeo, Turbo, Lost Galaxy, Time Force. So using similar elements and also Megaforce, it saved me a little bit of time, but not much. Again, each one of these is fully illustrated. One easy thing, since most of the helmets are symmetrical, I actually only had to illustrate one side of the helmet, and then using Illustrator flip it, and then merge the shapes to one cohesive piece. So that's why you see I have a guideline down the middle of all of the helmets. So just a little bit more detail for each Ranger. Again, also having to take into account the perspective, doing head on, and all of the little details for each Ranger helmet. And it really, going through this really made me appreciate the helmet designs a lot more, just how intricate they are in the details, and trying to balance a way to simplify that into a nice illustration. I think one of my favorite helmets, one of my favorite series of helmets to illustrate was actually the Wild Force helmets. I really like the animal motif of that season. I did cut corners a little bit. I didn't fully illustrate the little symbols in each of their helmets, but I think at the size, the small size that these would be printed on the t-shirt, I figured that it wouldn't really matter in the end. I'll probably go back and re-illustrate those. The most obviously was S.P.D, since it had the most Rangers. I actually included Nova Ranger as well, even though she was barely in the last episode. She's still a Ranger. And then Megaforce. I had a lot of fun with Mystic Force White Ranger. It was a very cool snowflake design, and I really like her costume. Another interesting one was Sentinel Knight. His helmet was actually probably one of the most complicated ones to illustrate. Again, another one of my favorites are the Spirit Rangers from Jungle Fury. It's very rare that we get American-made Rangers. The last time that happened was Titanium Ranger in Lightspeed Rescue. So I really love these designs. RPM. The simplest ones for me to do were actually Samurai. They were the first ones I completed when I started illustrating these. Again, counting 2 Red Rangers for Lauren and Jaden. And then the newest team, Mystic Force. One of my favorite designs was doing the Night Ranger, Robo Knight. So that is how I illustrated all 119 helmets. The biggest challenge after doing this was actually shaping it to be the lightning bolt from Power Rangers. It was kind of tricky since some of the helmet designs kind of take up space, like Magna Defender here. He takes up the space of 2 just because of how wide his horns are. And then getting into more of the complicated designs where either their helmet's really big or they have extra pieces coming off the top of their helmet, and trying to find a way to fit that all into the design. That was one of the bigger challenges. But again, I did it. So after I did this one, I created the Go-Go Power Rangers design, doing Go-Go with the shape of the helmets. This one also took a while to do just to get the placement right. Trying to fit every Ranger without touching the other helmets. So that was a little bit of a challenge, but I think it came out pretty nicely. Here is my S.P.D. emergency design. So again, I illustrated all of the numbers on their suits. I took my dog badge replica from the Illustrator file, and then merged the two into a nice cohesive design. Finally, Colin's Guardian Defense, the CGD symbol. I actually created this for my Silver Guardian costume for Lexington Comic Book and Toy Convention in a couple weeks. So I used that to create my patches and recycled it here for this contest. So getting out of Illustrator, the last piece was to mock up the t-shirt design and do the design for the banners to submit to WeLoveFine. So 119 heroes from Mighty Morphin to Megaforce. 119 Heroes Go-Go Power Rangers variant. S.P.D. Emergency. Would look spiffy in all the different Ranger colors. And then Silver Guardians Enlist Today. So I wanted to thank you guys for checking out this video. Right now it's rating time to rate your favorite designs. If you guys could vote rate 5 on each of my designs, links will be in the description. You have until 10 days from now, so March 18th is the deadline, and I'd really appreciate it if all of you guys voted 5 for my designs. It would really help me out. Also support some fellow Ranger Board members, and also vote for good original art that you think deserves to win. I hope you guys think that mine deserved to win. I'm really hoping for it. I've got a lot of support so far on these designs, and I could use a bit more. So thanks, guys. Remember to rate. Links are in the description. And thanks again.